I'm Megan Goodman, and we are going to do a fun interactive presentation. So you're going to ask for 9 volunteers. Is there anyone willing to volunteer for us, please?
Can we have a show of hands, please?
All right. Anyone else? All right. Back there. One. Come on up. Come on up. Girls, come on up to the back. You can come on up. All right. 7, 8. All right. One more. Please. All right. Come on up. All right.
So I'm going to hand you a sheet of paper.
Alright, so the scenario right now is that we have 9 very qualified students for admission, but we only have 3 spots left. So this is going to simulate what the admissions process might be like when you have to go down and pick 3 out of 9 students. You have to look more at some personal qualities, different characteristics, and we'll give you an idea of that now. So please pay close attention to what our students are going to be doing.
Alright, you guys all set?
Alright, so if we were to purely take these students off their GPAs, these 3 girls right here at the top, GPAs would be in. But that's not how selective admission works. There's a lot more factors that go into it.
So if you want to read, cover your sheets, turn them around. We're going to give you some scenarios to switch around this order to show you what a complex process it is being an admission counselor and evaluating your college applications. So first, I'm going to call out a characteristics and then explain the directions. So, if you have taken an exceptionally strong academic program, move 2 spaces to the right. So on anyone's card, does it say you have an exceptional academic program?
2 to your right.
All right, everyone good? Yeah. Excellent.
All right. And the characteristics that we're reading aloud, it will say on your sheet, all right? If you play the oboe or viola, please step 1 to your right.
All right, if you clearly stated that this college is your first choice by making an early decision application and commitment, please take 2 steps to your right. So first, show of hands, does anyone know why this might be relevant for early decision? Great. Can I ask someone right there?
Well, they won't want to accept the students because they don't think they're going to.
Almost. It's not that anyone would not want to accept, a college wouldn't want to accept someone who didn't apply early decision, but rather more that, exactly. So the number 1 way in which a student can demonstrate interest to a college is by applying early decision. Because by applying early decision, you're committing to attending the university and basically saying that if admitted, you will enroll. So this is a great option for students who know where they want to go and don't want to wait to weigh different admission decisions or weigh their different financial aid packages. So great opportunity to demonstrate interest.
All right, if your intended major is psychology or pre-med, please step 1 to your left.
All right. If your intended major is Greek, please take 2 steps to the right. Does anyone know why we might do that for this example?
Language.
Multi-language.
cultural.
Sure. So like working off of that, it's that a lot of universities, or for example, every university has their different priorities, and they're trying to fill the programs that they offer and make a well-balanced class and make sure that all their professors have lovely students to teach. So that at some colleges and universities, they might be really focused on for their classical programs and attracting students to your university to participate in those programs.
All right, if you do not know any of your teachers well and had trouble finding someone to write your college recommendation, please go to the left. Does anyone know why this might cause students to go to the left?
No recommendations.
Right, so if you don't have a teacher that knows you very well, it'll be hard for them to give the admissions counselor a good idea of what you're like in the classroom. And it's really important to get someone, and it doesn't have to be, your two best classes. It could be someone where, it could be your math class where you've been struggling a little bit and have improved a lot. So someone that can tell us about your academic journey. So you want to get some teachers that really know you in many different senses.
Great. So next, if when you word processed your college essay, you forgot to change the name of the college you were applying to, please take 4 steps to the left. So this is just an extra reminder to be super diligent when you're writing your common application and to make sure that all of your documents correspond to the university you're applying to.
All right. If you are a legacy, please go 2 to the right.
If you did not write the optional essay for your college application, please take 1 step to the left.
All right. If the topic of your college essay was what I learned from playing sports, please go 1 to the left.
If you wrote the essay of the year, the one that was passed around the entire admission office, it was so remarkable, please take 3 steps to the right. So the college application essay is a great way to really highlight some aspect of yourself that might not otherwise be referred to in the common application. As admission counselors, we're reading through thousands of essays, so it's really important for you to take that time to really grab our attention in a positive way. So for example, for the one previous, it said what I learned from playing sports. Well, there's some very common, very often repeated essay topics, and some might be really special and personal to you. But in order for us to know that, make sure you highlight those personal components. We really want to get to know you, and that's a great opportunity to do it. One of our colleagues mentioned that if you were in your high school and your college essay dropped on the ground, one of your peers should be able to pick it up, read it, and know exactly who to hand it to. So make sure it's personal and really highlights yourself. And also, of course, spelling, grammar, all very important as well.
All right, if you plagiarized an AP American history paper and got caught, sit down, you're out of the competition entirely.
You can have a seat in the chair.
And does everyone know why that might be important for us to know? Right, so we want to make sure that our students are honest and have academic integrity, so that would definitely be important to know.
If you will be first in your family to attend college, please take 2 steps to the right.
If you participated in an enriching summer program between your junior and senior years, please step 2 to the right. You already did.
If you have participated in no extracurricular activities, please take 3 steps to the left. So to speak to this a little bit, as we review applications, there's a whole section of the common application that is for activities and for you to list what you're involved in. For those students who are entering ninth grade in 9th and 10th, that's a great opportunity to explore all the different clubs, sports, activities that are offered at your high school. Dabble in different options, try something new, figure out what your passions are. Or maybe you already know what your strengths are and passions are, continue to be involved in those.
Does it have to be in their high school or can it just be extracurricular outside?
Yeah, thank you for that. It does not have to be in their high school, it's just involvement in general, although also finding ways to get involved in your high school is a great way to connect and make friends, but there are certainly plenty of options that are equally valued outside of the school, most definitely. So, find out about those different activities. And it's also quality over quantity. So we're looking for junior and senior year for you to further commit to different activities, potentially take on leadership positions. So it's not about having a lot of activities that you only do occasionally. It's about what substantial involvements you have and how you'll contribute to our community. Those also teach us new skills in leadership, time management, things like that. Yeah, I think just having an internship in general is a great way to show involvement. Also shows perhaps your career interests and passions. Familiarity with the university. So it's a great step in terms of exploring it, but that's also not to say that every student needs to get an internship. You might find an internship in a different university or a different place. It's kind of having those experiences, but you don't need to limit yourself in terms of I need to do this particular thing. It's more about exploring your passion. Good question. So we like to see commitment and investment in what you're doing. So for someone who's committed to something for their 4 years versus dabbled in lots of things and never committed to anything, I'd say that commitment is important. But at the same time, it could be that a student finds that athletics is not their passion, but instead committed to something else. So we're finding, we're looking for commitment and involvement in something, but that something is what you are passionate about and what you're doing. Like, did you have anything to add to those?
You got that. If you have participated in a significant community service project, please take one step to the right.
If you are an Eagle Scout, take 2 steps to the right.
If you are a varsity athlete, take 2 steps to the right. And if you are a varsity athlete and took second place at regionals in your sport, move up 1 more, so it'd be a total of 3.
If you got a D in an academic course at the end of your junior year, take 3 steps to the left.
Right. Yeah. So when considering what classes to take, we are definitely looking for students who, at the beginning of your high school year, 9th and 10th, are just exploring all different academic interests. So take a biology course. I know a lot of these are required, but take a wide variety of courses and figure out what you're passionate about. And when you have the chance later on in your high school career, if you can, take that opportunity to take more further classes and things that you're interested in. So if you're really finding that you like history and government, if you have available, take an AP class in that field, or an honors course, or continue taking more electives in that area. So we definitely like to see students challenging themselves every year and also finding out what they're interested in and really just doing that as much as they can at the high school level. So while it's really great for students to get good grades and for us to see solid GPAs and everything like that, we're not necessarily looking for students to be all at the regular level with all A's, but instead maybe students who challenge themselves in those higher level courses or AP courses, and maybe they struggle a little and then end up doing well. So we're definitely looking for the academic.
the question is about what if you take a higher level class and don't do as well. So when I worked at a high school, some students would ask this question to an admission counselor, and it'd be, is it better to get a B in to get an A in a regular class or a B in an AP class? And he would always answer, it's better to get an A in an AP class. So I think it's a lot working with your advisor to figure out what the best course schedule is for you to manage. We want to make sure you're challenging yourself to the extent that you can also be successful. And that's also strategically thinking through which classes are your strengths and where you're most confident. So kind of taking you through that.
All right. If you came to the college information session and introduce yourself to the college representative, and in the case of the student who just got the D, explain the extenuating circumstances, the one to your right. There are plenty of options for you to find out more about different universities and to make the most of your visits to colleges. So while there are general information sessions and tours, many schools offer the chance for you to sit in on classes or for you to meet with professors or to have an open house where you get more in-depth looks at the programs that schools offer, or to do an interview as a senior to show that demonstrated interest. So demonstrated interest can definitely play a role in the college process. So if you find a school or many schools that you're interested in attending, it's really important to make your way to the college if you can, or to be in contact with the admissions counselors, or really any contact that you can have to help out.
Show of hands, how many of you have gone on the college visit already?
Great.
Okay, our next one is, if you are a legal resident of Idaho, please take 3 steps to the right.
So Idaho, not just Idaho, just if you're from an area that's less represented in many colleges, so finding someone from Idaho or from somewhere where maybe not many people do that same for college, it's definitely desirable.
And this varies college to college based on where they're looking to, attract more students to add to the diversity, because that's one of the many ways in which universities look for diversity on their campus.
If you never gave your counselor any personal information for use in writing your college recommendation, please go one to the left.
All right, and then if your last name is Trump, the name on the college library is Trump, and it's not a coincidence, move all the way to the front and stay there.
That is so great.
So again, this is just one case that's an example, but before we had a legacy, so someone whose parents had gone to college or university, this one has another connection, just some of the ways in which the college process can be impacted. So now if everyone could please turn their sheets over and show the green sheet of what their GPA is to the audience. So this exercise, again, we had 9 qualified candidates up here. And then admission office was tasked with just choosing 3. Again, hypothetical situation, an admission office wouldn't really be in the position to have 9 candidates and only choose 3. But what we're hoping to show here is just what a complex process it is and how it isn't just one factor when evaluating applications, but at number of selected colleges and universities with holistic application review processes, there is a number of factors to take into consideration. So while doing your college search process, although you might be looking for the strict black and white answers, hopefully this exercise shows you that there are a lot of gray areas. And then not enough stress yourself out, but more just to show you the complexities of it. So I think one of the takeaways we have is that your high school experience is about high school, and by successfully navigating that experience, you will, through the process, also prepare yourself for the college application process. So again, taking those challenging courses, maintaining strong grades, getting involved, being an engaged learner, making connections with your teachers, etc.
give you all a chance if you have any questions, but first we give a round of applause to our volunteers. Thank you so much.
So does anyone have any questions? So the rest of the group comes back.
So, kind of like what we were playing before, there's just a lot of different factors that we look at. So the question was just asked about, specifically came from Missouri University about getting into the engineering program. And, you know, there's many different factors, so we will look at standardized test scores. So we highly suggest that students take SAT and ACT once to figure out which one works for them, and then definitely working on the one that they find works best for them. But there's so many different factors. You know, it is a competitive program, but it's not just a score gets you in and you have to learn. So there's so many different factors. But if you have any
And also going along that line, you know, if you clearly have an interest in engineering, that helps in terms of thinking through the courses you want to take, the activities you want to get involved in. So, you know, clearly you're doing a lot of math skills today, so as we review your application, we'll see your interest in those fields and also the ways in which you participate in activities that are involved with that. Any other questions?
All right, thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us.